I remember when I first arrived into Durham on the train, just seeing the city from the train car, and it was beautiful. You could see the cathedral, the castle, the ancient city. I was so excited to call this city home for the next year.
I lived most of my life in the town of North Pole, Alaska, although to most people I just say I'm from Fairbanks because no one believes me when I say I'm from the North Pole. What makes me feel at home at Durham, honestly, the community and the people.
Being an international student, it's really not easy to say, this is exactly like my old home, but I really like that it's become a new home, in a sense.
Coming from the west coast of America in Arizona, it was very much a case of looking for somewhere that had that feeling of like centuries of history, and I can't see myself moving anywhere else, at least for a long time, really putting down the roots and making a home for myself in County Durham.
What makes me feel most at home in Durham is definitely the communities that I've built. Being president of the D&D Society, I feel like I've gained a lot about kind of running things and being a leader in that area. Similarly, I was the captain of one of the fencing teams. They have the best program for fencing in the entire country. And it's not just fencing, there are a lot of other sports like that. I've talked to a lot of people that Durham just has a really amazing scene for sports and for special interests like that you don't always see at other universities.
For a while, I was quite homesick. So I engaged in a lot of societies in the university. I do feel like I got over it by kind of experiencing everything that Durham had to offer.
It's been such a privilege to study theology at a world-ranked university. Durham and the northeast of England, Northumbria, is the heart and the history of theology in England.
Reading medieval chronicles and texts here, being in the northeast in Durham, where these stories were written just a few miles up the coast, like at Holy Island, it just makes it again like so real. I really couldn't have imagined a better place to come and study this university. It's one of my favorite places on the planet, probably.
It's been really fascinating to be able to interact with people who share the same passions for literature and history and culture that I do. I am part of the Anglo-Japanese Society because it helps me have this connection back to where I had just come back from living for 5 years in Japan as an English teacher.
I'm very much a creative type, so I do a lot of things relating to theater and a lot of things relating to music. Durham has so many theater companies, and I have had the greatest chances to be in many productions they've had to offer.
I definitely feel safe in Durham. It's a place where you can't walk without running into someone you know.
There's this culture of people really looking out for each other. You'll sort of step out into the town, into the college buildings, and people will give you the time of day.
The college has definitely been probably my favorite part of the university experience. The way I always compare it for Americans is like the houses in Harry Potter. There's a lot of really unique communities. It's kind of the residential area where you're gonna be living. It's just a really great experience, an amazing community. Colleges have great welfare support and just a lot of really amazing people that you'll meet and really get to connect with.
At first when I got to Durham, it was very much like, wow, it's very English here. It's a second home, in effect.
Just the welcoming atmosphere that I've had make it feel like a home to me.
Flying 3,000 to 4,000 to 7,000 miles from home, not knowing anyone, can seem quite daunting, but I'm leaving with dozens of new friends and lifelong mates, and my year in Durham has definitely been a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it's been a year that I will never forget.